we are going to be looking at how to make, or at least one type of foldable that you can make for your first project. You will need 4 pieces of paper. I have 4 different colors. You can use 4 of the same color, 2 of one color, 2 of another, whatever suits you. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to need. And what you want to do is take those papers and line them up so that they are about 1 inch apart, like so. Okay, so I've got them, see that? They're lined up. Okay, then once the 4 are lined up like that, I'm going to fold them like that. And now I have, instead of 4 tabs, I now have 8 tabs. When you use 4 different colors, you'll see you end up with 2 colors the same there in the middle. That's perfectly fine. If you decide you want to substitute out for another color, you can do that as well. But right now I have 8 tabs. Okay? Then I'm going to turn it over like this, and I'm going to staple my foldable. Let me put 3 staples in it. Okay? Now, I'm going to be able, at this point, to fold up each section. And we're going to put certain things in each one of these sections. I'm going to go ahead and make those folds just so it's easy to do as I get to them. Okay, so you should have 8 different sections, and now they're all folded. I don't need to fold up that last one. Okay, and that make it straight. Okay, all right. On the top flap, you are going to use whatever color you want. It's totally your decision. Whatever you think looks good, or if you're working with a partner, whatever you and the partner think looks good. And this top one is going to say the real number system. Now, you can use whatever kind of lettering you want. Be sure I can read it, because if it's a sloppy mess, then obviously that will reflect on your grade. Okay, that's just a label. I don't have to do anything else with that one right now. The second flap, I'm going to be looking on the second flap at natural numbers. So let's see here. I'm going to grab a different color marker, and I'm going to write on this one natural numbers. Now, if you, oops, can you see that? There we go. If you lift up this first flap, now we're going to include some information about natural numbers. It's a little hard to see at this angle. There we go. The first thing I'm going to include is the definition of a natural number. Natural numbers are counting numbers. So definition. Okay, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put a number line on your flap here. So I'm going to draw a number line. And on that number line, I'm going to include at least 3 counting numbers, at least 3 natural numbers. If you have a group of 2, then you'll need to include at least 6. Okay, so I'm going to put on here 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Okay, that's plenty. All right, now, when your foldable is closed, you can't see what's under the natural number, but when I lift that first flap up, I see the definition and then my examples of natural numbers. Okay? My next flap is going to be whole numbers. So I'm going to take a different color, and again, if you want to use all the same color, that's fine with me. Whole numbers. All right, first thing then I will do, I lift up, see the space I have. You can see each time your space is getting a little bit bigger. I have space. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the definition of whole numbers, okay, which is all the natural numbers plus 0. And then, once again, I'm going to draw a number line. I draw the number line, and I'm going to put on here my examples of whole numbers. Since 0 is new to that set, you can see that, I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 on there. Let me do this and I'll hold it up where you can see it a little bit better. I don't have as good of an angle as I ought to, but all the natural numbers plus 0, and then there's the examples I'm using. Okay? I'm not going to go through the whole list, but here's a project that's already done. You can see my different topics are, well, there's the real number system. I have natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, real numbers, and that bottom was a little hard to read. I chose kind of a bad color marker there. It says Venn diagram. So you are going to include all the different number groups. With each number group, when I open it up, I should see the definition, then a number line that shows examples of that kind. Okay? On the very last one, you'll do the Venn diagram. Now, you should have a copy of this in your notes. 1.1 notes had this Venn diagram in it, where it has the real number system is everything inside of the square. We have all the different number groups, okay? So that's what will be in your final section, all right? So this is your foldable. Now, your assignment is going to be to make a foldable similar to this, or if you want to make a different kind of a foldable, have at it. There's all kinds of foldables out there. You need to include this same information, but if you have a way you think could make it look better or more interesting or just different and fun, then go for that. That's terrific.